Let's bring in former Georgia Congressman Douglas Collins. He's a former ranking member of House Judiciary. It's great to have you on the show, Congressman. Okay, here's the breaking news. Congressman, this is probably the worst scandal in modern U.S. history. The cover-up of Biden's deterioration and decline. This new development, Congressman, it sounds like a desperate Hail Mary move. The Biden White House and the DNC trying to stop and block all Democrat calls to replace Biden on the ticket after that CNN debate debacle. They're talking about moving up, nominating Biden as early as July 21st instead of at their August convention. Do you think that'll work?
Well, the interesting thing is they had to move it up, but they had done it August 7th because they had messed up and scheduled their convention too late to get on the Ohio ballot. So they were going to do a virtual one on August 7th, but moving it up to July 21st doesn't surprise me. They need in some ways to put a bandage on this problem because right now everybody's wanting him off, and his family and he have dug in, and he holds the key to anything that would have to happen. He would have to let the ballot go. He's not going to do that. So I think they're just trying to do anything they can to put that talk to rest so that they can get on trying to do some kind of a repair job over the disaster that was last Thursday night.
His condition is not getting better. He's getting worse. No. So what do you make of Politico and Axios reporting Biden, the First Lady Jill Biden, his family, and his inner circle did cover up Biden's deterioration? Now they're blaming campaign staffers. They're blaming CNN moderators Jake Tapper, Dana Bash, even Biden's makeup artist, but not Biden himself for his bad debate. What do you make of First Lady Jill Biden, Hunter Biden, saying Biden do not drop out? Democrats and donors want him to. They're saying stay in. Why are they urging that? Why is Hunter Biden urging that?
Well, I think it's more at this point an embarrassment. And let's think about this, Liz. He could have been the elder statesman of the Democratic Party back in December when everybody knew this was happening. I mean, it wasn't something that was, thrust upon us last Thursday night. We knew that he was degenerating. We knew that he wasn't being able to handle it. But instead of that, he before the primaries, when they could have actually nominated someone else, he chose to run. And now for him to back out would be the ultimate disgrace. Nothing else of his presidency would be known. Only thing they would ever talk about was the disaster of a debate and how he had to leave because he was not mentally fit for the job, which, by the way, the special counsel from the DOJ has already said he was incompetent to stand trial. This is already bad enough. So I think what they're doing is they're trying to hold on to what they believe is any shred of decency. If he loses in November, he loses in November. But if he quits now, only thing that people ever remember Joe Biden's presidency for, besides the disaster of the policies, is the fact he quit.
Jill Biden is talking about preserving Joe Biden's legacy. That he should stay in to preserve his legacy. It's about also staying in power. New York Times' Nicholas Kristof, he's a columnist there, said today, quote, I hope that Jill Biden is thinking about the nation's interests. We got the New York Times editorial board. The New Yorker magazine say he should drop out. CBS poll after the debate, 72% say he's unfit to serve. That's up from 65%. 81% of Hispanics, more than 7 out of 10 women voters, think he's unfit to serve. How do you win an election when 7 to 8 out of 10 don't think you're fit to serve?
Well, in a typical year, you don't. But however, in those same polling, you're still seeing the head-to-head matchup within a 4 to 5 to 6 point range. This shows the polarization of the Democratic Party. Look, for all the elitist newspapers and magazines and all calling and all the pundits, I've said this before, 10:30 to 11:15 the other night was the date that the Democratic Party can't forget because they may keep Joe Biden on the ticket, and they may want to keep this thing continuing. But in the September and October, those are going to come back in 30-second sound bites in commercials and in text messages and everything else to remind people of what just happened on Thursday night. They're desperate to stay in power, and they're reaching for anything they think that works. The problem I have with it, and I think most of America has with it, is that they are too late. They knew this was happening. They've kept people away. They never would let him answer questions. And now they have to deal with it in real time.
And they've been gaslighting.
So I have no sympathy.
The White House, they said Biden had a cold. Does a common cold cause you to make incoherent statements? Someone said on Twitter, it's not so much a campaign imploding, it's a scam unraveling before our eyes. Yes. Again, get back to the First Lady and Biden's inner White House circle. covering up even from other White House aides how Biden has deteriorated. That's what Politico and Axios is reporting. Democrat donors reportedly upset Biden had to even use a teleprompter at a fundraiser in the Hamptons, saying, he's visibly unwell. He used the term "the idea" 36 times in the CNN debate. His condition, whatever it is, it doesn't get better with age. Also, this news, Biden only works 6 hours a day, a quarter of the day, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. What about that 3 o'clock in the morning phone call Hillary Clinton warned about for a dangerous emergency? Yeah,
well, he'll have to take a message and get somebody to get back with him. Because he's not going to be capable of it. And this is the problem, Liz, that we've seen, in that they kept him away. We've known it was happening. And they just tried to prop it up and probably hoping it would get better. But for someone who's dealt with folks who's seen some cognitive decline, you've seen these issues of age, and I've dealt with it through, pastoring and through life and family members, you saw the evidences the other night. He got agitated. He started using cuss words that you normally don't hear in a presidential debate. Nobody's talked about that, which I thought was very interesting in the way he would use them, because he was getting frustrated that he couldn't express himself the way he wanted to express himself. And I think that's something that really, frankly, just summed it up for me, that they had kept him away for so long that people didn't really know how to react, when they actually could see it with no filter. And by the way, if you have a cold and you're not feeling real well, you take people to a Waffle House?
Right.
Nah, I don't think so.
Cold spreader. Doug Collins, Congressman, thanks for coming on this show. It's great to have you on.